All right, I'll say it. They've been trying to get me to say this all week. You sunk my battleship. I need to know who here played, do you remember the board game Battleship? Because somebody this week has been saying, you sunk my battleship. So I need to know who here played that or knew of someone who has passed on who played Battleship. Yes.
My boys used to play Battleship sometimes with their dad.
With Dad?
Yeah.
Okay. Has Dad passed on?
Yeah.
The boy's father has passed on. Thank you. Okay. You fellas willing to work with me?
Yeah.
Can you cross everything, honey?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Thank you. It's all right.
It's just natural.
That's all right. I understand. Could I have Dad's first name, please?
William.
He went by Bill?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll until Norma is seated. And about how old was Bill when he passed?
48.
Thank you. And he went out quickly and suddenly? Is that correct? This was an unexpected tragedy, correct?
A heart attack.
Please don't volunteer information. So he went out quickly and suddenly. All right. And could I have your names, please? Is one of you Bill also?
No, Colton.
Colton.
Hunter.
Hunter. Thank you. Okay. Dad makes me feel as though I can hear him laughing, for one thing. Do you remember him laugh? The laugh?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a big fellow?
No. I mean, he was starting to gain a little weight towards the end.
Thank you. He says, Colton, that you've assumed the responsibility for being a man of the house. You understand? He's playing, he's dealing cards also.
He was a big gambler type person. He didn't gamble, but he liked cards and stuff like that.
Thank you. He's dealing out cards.
Yeah.
Thank you. Did Dad also hunt, to your knowledge? Because did he have a dog that went with him, to your memory?
I think when he was younger.
Because there's a dog that's with him, and Dad's holding a rifle as well. He hunted deer, to your memory? Because there's one that he says he got a buck. He snagged a buck at one time.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Are there pictures of that?
I remember him telling me.
You remember him telling you?
One week before he died.
He shot a buck 1 week before he died. Colton, he says you've been very brave. And he says you have been there for your family. He's very, very proud of you. How old are you, honey?
I'm turning 17 next
Or do you have a job right now?
No,
Are you
not
working?
yet.
Okay. Because he tells me you are the type of person that would get a job and then contribute part of your earnings to the family. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Is that your intention?
Yeah.
He's very proud of you for that. He says most young men your age would blow the money, and Dad was known to curse.
Yeah.
Thank you, because I'm about to. Dad says most young men your age would blow money on shit they don't need.
That is what he would say.
But he says you have a great sense of responsibility and duty, and he's very, very proud of you. I don't think Dad was in the military, but he makes me feel as though you have the same sense of commitment and honor and duty as someone who is in the military. That's how you feel about your family. He says, thank you for keeping it together when Mom loses it. You understand?
Yeah.
He's very, very proud of you. Now, he's playing me classic rock songs from the 1960s and 70s.
Yeah.
Okay, is that your music also?
Yeah.
Thank you. He wants you to know, Colton, when you are driving, And are you driving yet?
I have a permit.
When you are driving and you hear a song come on the radio unexpectedly, and would someone pass the tissues back, please? You hear a song come on the radio unexpectedly from that era. He keeps playing me something Leonard, I think it's Leonard Skinner or Led Zeppelin.
Oh, yeah.
Yes? Yes to which? Both? Or both?
Yeah.
Mom says both. He says he's talking about this, the song Stairway to Heaven.
I believe so.
That's the song he's going to use. That will be a way for him to communicate to you. Now, somebody had a bad dream, I think, in which he appeared, thank Mom, in which he either didn't talk to you or turned his back or was angry with you or something. It was not a pleasant dream in which Bill appeared.
I've had a couple of dreams.
Oh.
The one that stands out the most was a good dream, but I have had
There were,
bad.
okay, he's making reference to the bad dreams that you would have had. He wants you to know that's not him.
Okay.
Okay, he wants to be really clear, and I feel as though I need to tell Hunter that also. Have you had an upsetting dream since Dad's passed that you can recall
I've had dreams with him,
that are good, that feel good or positive? Because he wants you to know that the bad dreams in which he appeared was not him. It was just your psychology venting, you trying to work through the coulda, woulda, shouldas. There was something I should have been doing. There was something I should have been paying attention to. If only I hadn't put so much butter on the baked potatoes. Was he a baked potato guy? Meat and potatoes guy? Yes. Okay. So he wants you to let yourself off the hook. In fact, I think he went fishing too. Dad did? Because he just showed me a fishing hook when he said, let yourself off the hook. Okay? And you still have his fishing rod?
We're trying to get them.
Okay, he wants the boys to have his fishing rods, but he wants to see them used. He would like to see them used. He would very much appreciate that. Because he says that's where he did some good thinking, some good meditation. Do you understand? When he was, is he on a pond or a lake?
Massey's Landing down in Delaware.
It was a bay.
A bay, thank you. Okay, all right. He says he did some good thinking on the water. On the water, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, Colton, it's too soon to be projecting this for you, but he says you are intended to be a father. You are intended to be a father with sons of your own. Yes. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Hunter, he calls you the sensitive one. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a little more gentle and sensitive than the average guy your age, huh? Yes. He says don't allow anyone to bully or wean that out of you in any way. He says treasure that sensitivity. He says we need more men in this world who are sensitive and gentle in the way that you are. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So he says, stay true to yourself. Do not create a facade that projects anything different than who you are. He says you don't have to conform. Okay? Mm-hmm. You understand? He says don't put on airs to be macho and hyper masculine. He says you are perfect the way you are. Mm-hmm. Now, who had the interest in Bigfoot or watching those kind of shows on TV?
No, I did.
That's all of you? And Bill? Because he shows me, I don't know, is that on the History Channel or what's Discovery? Yeah, he shows me he enjoys watching those shows. And did he have an interest in paranormal shows also? Okay, thank you. He says, I'll tell her. This is nice because he does this, which means what he's about to say has relevance for everyone in the room, which is a very nice accommodation that they make sometimes. He says, don't worry, I would never dream of doing anything to frighten or alarm anyone. You understand? And he's talking about the sound of footsteps or knocking and that kind of thing. You understand? He says, those of us who made it safely to the other side will only do things that are gentle and loving in the way that Hunter is gentle and loving. Yeah. So the example that he shows me is when he made reference to the music from Led Zeppelin and Leonard Skinner for Colton. That is a gentle and subtle way of communicating as opposed to, banging things around and bumps in the night and so on. That's not his way at all. Yes. He's with an older female also. Has his mom passed? Or he must be a grandma then, I'm assuming.
She must be a grandmother.
Okay, because she does a lot of cooking, and I think that fried chicken is a specialty of hers, because I'm smelling it. Is that possible?
It's definitely possible, yeah.
It's definitely possible, thank you. Okay, so he wants you to know that they are reunited, yes. He tells me also that he knew it was coming, but he didn't know it was coming. You understand? So he shows me that there were things that he was doing and saying. He may not have known why he was doing them, but he was sort of like prepping a little bit for this to happen. And I know I don't mean to be disrespectful, fellas, and I know this is really sensitive for you to be hearing all of this, but there was a sense within him that something was coming. So I don't know if you remember him going out of his way to say or do things, but he's telling me this now in hindsight. He's showing me that he was sort of prepping for having things in order or saying things to each of you that you needed to hear from him. Does that make sense to you? Yes? Yeah, you'll want to think back on that too, Hunter. Yeah. Hunter, he calls you the historian.
I'm not sure.
So I don't know if he's pulling me to the Gettysburg battlefield also.
I was there just this weekend. I just got back.
Okay. Is that something that interests you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's encouraging of that for you. He's encouraging of you to continue to explore history, and he makes me feel as though you have the potential to teach it at some point in time. Does that strike you? No pressure. No pressure to commit. Keep showing me an acorn.
We always used to not collect, but find acorns in the woods when we walked through the woods.
Who would?
Myself and Bill were when we would take
And Bill,
them.
and with the boys also?
Yeah.
For Hunter, he's going to be leaving you acorns when you least expect it, or in places that you would not expect to see them. Okay? All right. I hope that offered you some measure of comfort. And do any of the three of you have questions about anything that I've said? He is loving and adoring of you. I think he feels a little bit of wishing that he had been more demonstrating of affection with you boys. That he wishes he would have kissed and hugged, embraced you a little more
He did know.
than he did. Okay. All right. Questions about anything I've said? Okay, beautiful. And what's interesting to me is, aren't you the folks that need to leave early today also?
We are.
It's beautiful. Beautiful. Then you've got what you needed to hear? Yes. Okay, beautiful. Lovely. Questions, fellows?
Thank you.
He's very pleased and proud of you, and he talks about you being unique individuals, and very pleased and proud of who you are. Thank you. It's beautiful.